I represent South Queens, in the furthest area that would be from that outreach center in the Borough President's office in Queens. So kind of taking off of Chair Ornstein's conversation about outreach and going to the colleges and social media, but I still find that there are many, as you know, Queens has the most veterans out of the 5 boroughs, and I think there could be more efforts still on the older veterans, let's say. I have 12 adult homes, and I find in my visits that I go to all my adult homes, I think that there are very challenges, like one social worker for 125 beds. And I don't know if they're getting all the information and possible services that can be for them, that they are a veteran in an adult home in the furthest southern district in all of New York State, that we're making sure that those programs are getting to them, some other benefit to make life easier, something that maybe they don't have to spend their personal allowance on, and there's things that they can be getting more discounts on. So I think as much as we're in the whole borough, I'm offering myself to work more closely on how we could better it to really reach the little districts within Queens itself, because there's concentrations. And I know the American Legion is here, and I do think people are not joining those groups, or how we can get groups to help populations that are not accessible. Someone living in an adult home doesn't have computer access, so right there. So how do we get paper copy to them? How do we make sure all the services are listed? And I'm going to say that to the person from the state also, that they're getting themselves to read, to know what benefits are offered to themselves from the state level in paper copy. We're all going digital, but there's still a whole group of senior adults who are not computer savvy. So I want to see where else you think we can go and how I could partner with you.
Thank you, ma'am. And this is not the first time where this type of critical intelligence gathering has driven our outreach in the boroughs, especially to that war era of veterans that are able to connect with our technological advances. And it's this precise conversation that has allowed us to connect with those. So we are more than happy to, I can get with you after this hearing and provide you my information, ma'am, and dispatch outreach coordinators to those locations specifically. But tethered into that, we are leveraging the VSOs in the neighborhood, specifically the American Legions and the VFWs, to identify also. And it is a very similar theme, specifically with those old folks' homes that you mentioned.
Great, and I do want to compliment you. I know the good work that the agency in creating it has done for veterans in New York City, and I think it is something that should be duplicated county-wide. It is also those providers, like you live in a typical adult home, or you live in a nursing home, and then the social workers to know that outreach to go to them so they can provide the service also to the person. And again, using myself, we're willing and wanting to partner with that to make sure everyone's getting every service possible. So I look forward to that working relationship with you.
Thank you, ma'am. And on that note, just to really clarify what you said, as it relates to Vet Connect, the average amount of service requests that our clients that were signing up for this program have 2 to 3 requests that they need. It's never just one. So that is also a resource that they would be able to provide, and it is free of charge to the veteran or family member.
Thank you. I think we'll use our office to call, but as we go out to the community, I think, I got his name, I apologize, the Colonel from the state, we also are very big on retail. My office is out there, and want to use your office as a resource, but also what we could be provided for, that we can give that direct information. If you're calling this place, if you call that place, and we can be that conduit also. I'm sure all my other colleagues also will be more than happy to have, real-time information to provide to veterans.